Alright. I'm gonna get started, probably do the same stuff I did yesterday for now at least, which is just go through old ideas and refine them. Okay. This has been done before, but whenever this would gain attack, gain health instead. I guess it could probably be a 2-2 or a 2-1 or maybe a 3-1 or something. Maybe this is a suitable card to be a 3-1. Was the orphan really that bad? Probably not. By the way, welcome. Maybe I might just scrap this idea. I'm not really, I mean, it's a pretty generic idea. You could also swap health and attack and then make it like a 1-2. I feel like this makes more sense. You think it's nice? So I guess how does Divine Spirit work with this? If it has 3 health and 1 attack, or 2 health and 1 attack, and use Divine Spirit, it would gain 2 attack. So it just basically adds it. Isn't gaining health usually worse than gaining attack? That's what I was thinking for the previous card. I think this one is slightly better. Do you guys think the wording health buffs are attack buffs for this minion? It's kind of a crazy wording because it uses the word buff, but no, I don't like that. I'm just gonna keep it like this. I would want it to work with auras. I don't know if it would. Necro Brawler. It's kind of a weird name. What's a different word for fighter? Bruiser. Strange name for the effect. I think my idea with the flavor is like, he's kind of like an undeadly dude, so he doesn't really want to gain health. He just converts it to attack. Yeah, you think so? Yeah, it's pretty weird. What's a better flavor for this card? I'm not gonna do that, no. I would like to. I'd like to get more people in here, but I don't want to seem like self-promotion, you know what I mean? Good question, Nagor. I I don't think so with the way it's currently worded, but I would like it to, but I don't think so, because yeah, I don't know. Is there a way to word it like bonus health, or like health enchantments on this minion that increase health, increase attack instead? Is that better? I guess this is like a more Hearthstone-y wording that works with aura buffs. What do you think about this? Sure, okay. And then I guess, do you think the art is fine? We just need to come up with a better name, or entirely reflavor? Going all in? Maybe like all in. Trying to think if there's a word that starts with like an all sound, like an all in, all something that just has like that kind of sound. I think that would be a cool name. Or you know what? Actually, maybe a Tolvir. What's up? Hey, Grant. I'm glad you could join. Maybe a Tolvir would be a good flavor. I'm just trying to find some art, but like, okay, this art is not like fantastic, but so my idea with Tolvir was like, he's turning the skin, like the health buff into attack buff. So like, it would be like stone skin. I know that word's already used, but like something to do with skin, like. Does that make sense a little bit? It's not super clear, but oh, you like it? Okay, cool. Okay, I found some good art. I'm gonna save this art. This is nice. Okay, this one is pretty good. So it'll be like stone cursed maybe, because like isn't it the curse of flesh or whatever? So I mean, I guess it's the curse of flesh. They shouldn't be cursed. They're just the Tolvir are the original ones, or the I think they are, right? Because the ones that got cursed. Oh no, wait, they are. Yeah, the Tolvir succumbed to the curse of flesh. Okay, so the Neferset are the ones. Yeah, the Neferset. So this would be a Neferset probably. Neferset. Stone Grafter. Maybe just Neferset Grafter, because he's like grafting the armor onto his weapons. I kind of like that. And I guess it doesn't need to be Rumble anymore, which I would prefer not putting the Rumble tag on there. Neferset Hoplite. Yeah, Hoplite's like the go-to word. What do you guys think, Grafter or Hoplite? I'm good with either. I think Grafter like technically conveys the flavor more, but it's not super clear, so it doesn't really matter. Hop. Yeah, I was gonna say that. I mean, I don't really know what a hoplite is, but yeah. Okay, I'll just go with grafter then. Cool. All right, let's get this slideshow running. By the way, if anyone has an idea for a card, like, just feel free to post it. I'm just looking through old ideas for right now. Okay, I think this has been made before, but where's priest? All right, silence an enemy minion, or destroy them if they were already silenced, or I guess it should be it, but destroy them if they were already silenced. Or maybe just, hello, I Stather. No, did I say that? Stather. Maybe just silence a minion or destroy a silenced minion. What do you think is, like, this one is, like, shorter, but maybe not necessarily easier to parse. You know what I mean? And I'll prefer to keep enemy off this because wouldn't it be closer to snap freeze? Silence enemy. Yeah, that's what I was thinking with the snap freeze wording originally. Because it sounds like you have a choice here, which you do have a choice, but silence a minion or destroy it if it's already silenced. Okay, that's actually pretty short. As in the stream, right now I'm just going through old ideas, but you can feel free to just like type an idea in the chat and we can either work on it, or just like if you have a card that you want me to review, I could also do that. Yesterday someone was like, let's make a rogue secret, so we just made a rogue secret. Ooh, I kind of like that text box. And I guess the name Hushes can be anything. I think it should probably be a common. Actually, yeah. Snap freeze is a common, right? Yeah. I mean, like Hush might work. I just don't know how great art there is of that. There's always the everyone's first card uses this art, I swear. Yeah, that's exactly the one, Grand. That is exactly the one. I'm really glad that you knew that art. This is the one everyone always uses. I mean, it's a pretty good art. People always make this card and it's like Silence a Beast and it's like, that's the most useless tech card ever. It's pretty good art. Think about a card that interacts with specific sets. When you say interacts with, do you mean in like an Elise type way? Is it hard to find the right art? Sometimes there's like a lot of good art. In fact, like just like Warcraft as a franchise has like almost always has fitting art for what you want. Sometimes it can be hard to find art, especially if your card has kind of a specific effect. Yeah, no, I agree. It can be hard to find art. I would say the three best resources are Google Images, the art gallery in the Discord, and then artstation.com. You once made a card which was like rogue and added 3 cards from your opponent's class and the same set. What do you mean the same set? Like the current set that you're in? That's kind of interesting actually. Or like all 3 cards were from the same set. Blizz art. Yeah, there's I think that's the website that has all the good Blizzard art, and I think it lets you search. Are we good with just calling this Hush? Yeah, there's a lot of like chef related League of Legends skins. And don't let anyone ever tell you that you can't use League of Legends art. All 3 from the same set. Yeah, okay, that's interesting. We should do something with that because I kind of like that. You can't just copy the link address for the League of Legends skins. I guess we'll keep this on classic. Okay. So let's do something that's like from the same set. Feels like 1 is too low. I mean, I guess it's like, so silence, the 0 mana spell, plus this would be 2 mana, 1 mana destroy a minion. Priest does have decent removal, and then other than that, there's just generally not that much silence effects. It does feel pretty low. I feel like Blizzard, knowing Blizzard, they'd probably print it at 2. Freeze a minion at the start of your turn, destroy it. Nice fade. Yeah, the little slideshow thing. Let's do something with Naw's idea with like something from the same set, just this kind of phrase. So his idea was like a rogue card that was like add 3 cards from your, or add 3 cards from a random class to your hand. And then like from the same set. I never know if the period goes inside or outside. I think it's outside. Like, obviously we should work on this idea, because this is his idea, pretty much. If you have a weapon equipped, do something. That's like, yeah, that's a good piratey effect. We could do something like that. So... so I guess how can you... What if it was a secret, and was something like... So it works pretty well with card generation, because like add some amount of cards from the same set to your hand. Yeah, that's interesting. I'm trying to think. Maybe it's just like discover a card from 3 different sets. Add 2 random 2 more cards from the same set to your hand. That's kind of wordy, but I don't know either. I don't have an issue with it as long as you're like it's an actual art link, but I don't know if it will auto like time you out. You think it's kind of cute? So it could be, this could be like 3 mana probably. Could probably stay rogue. I feel like this effect works very well with rogue, because they have lots of varied card generation. I mean, like, I'm pretty new to YouTube Live. You can try it, and like, I'll try to like reverse the timeout if it happens. I don't like have anything set up in here. 3 seems a little light. Yeah, 4 mana. Yeah, 3 mana draw 3 cards is pretty good. And I guess what could the flavor be on this? Yeah, I actually like the concept Nagor, and like you're likely to get some amount of self synergy. Like when you played Elise and Ngoro, you would get an Ngoro pack, and then you would often get like a couple elementals, so you could actually like have a little self-contained combo. It's definitely a pretty neat mechanic. Maybe like I don't know. Rogue doesn't generally do exploring, so probably not exploring. But like maybe like museum archiving. Like that was a bad name, but like something to do with that flavor space of like museum. Maybe like a thief's archive or like collection. Museum robbery. Oh, I like that actually. How about night at the museum? Museum is a bit kind of like from the past. I agree. I think it's on the right track though. Dimensional robbery. Oh, that's interesting. I really like the name academic espionage. And like, don't get me wrong, Blizzard did that card justice. Like the name is cool, and they did it good justice with a cool card. But academic espionage is such a cool name. Industrial espionage. Or what's a different word for espionage? But instead of espionage, wait, does espionage mean? No, I'm thinking of sabotage. Espionage is like stealing, right? Like stealing secrets. Yeah, it is. Museum casing. I feel like museum might work. I think museum robbery, or probably museum break-in. I feel like that is kind of. Oh, casing as in scouting out a location. I just need to find decent art of museum, which I'm not sure if that's gonna happen. It's kind of a specific. Oh, forgery. Oh, I like that. Museum forgery. Okay, I like that a lot. And now we can just go with some kind of like statue or like some set piece art as the art. This one doesn't fit exceptionally well on a spell, but like something like this, where it's just kind of like some sort of like trophy or something. I'm just trying to find kind of like trophies or statues or whatever. Oh, I like that art. Wow, that's a good art. Wow, I like that art a lot. We might be able to do that after this. A rogue swapping artifacts. Yeah, artifact is the word I'm looking for. I feel like this one might be good enough. I mean, this is like a priest in this art, but what do you think about this? Yeah, okay, cool. I like this card. I guess you just keep it classic. Doesn't really fit anywhere else. Alright, cool. I like it. In Wild, you can actually discover a Hall of Fame card, which is interesting. And then you would get some pretty good cards. Well, there's some situationally bad cards in Hall of Fame, but like on average you get like Sylvanas, Rag. Not that it breaks the card or anything. It's a low chance. It's just kind of cool. Okay, let's make a card with this this art. Yeah, Doomguard and Ice Block are both pretty good. Okay, I'm just zooming in to kind of show you. It's a pretty cool art. Probably Spell is best fit because there's a lot going on. Okay, probably a Druid spell, right? Just based on the art. Because there's some, like, centaurs that are fighting or whatever. Druid or Warrior, yeah. Oh, is that? Yeah, I guess you're right. Okay, this is just that Paladin card, but summons from hands instead. I don't know if this is interesting enough. Yeah. It also kind of doubles as like a disruption type of. I mean, dual kind of doubles as disruption, but seems really good. Yeah, I mean, like at 5 mana, is it? At 5 mana, it's just like a weird, different version of dual. Okay, I think we should go in a different direction with this card because it's not very inspiring. It's just like a reused effect, both deck replaced with hand. What do you guys think? I think a big Druid support card would be cool. Maybe like summon, maybe like choose one. I don't know if this is any good, but like choose one. Summon a copy of a random minion from your hand or deck. So it's like Eureka, kinda. Summon a minion with stats equal to your attack. Oh, or just like cost, honestly. Summon a random minion with cost equal to your hero's attack. Yeah, the uppercase for deck is weird, but it's technically correct, but I don't think we're gonna go with that effect anyway. Give each hero +2 attack they fight. That is kind of like actually interesting, but also like just so dumb. What about this? What about 2 mana? This card is like so useless without like Pounce Claw. Pounce is 0 +2 attack, right? So Pounce Claw with this would be like 4, 6. Random Druid minion. I feel like 1 mana even might be fine, because like you don't really want to use this. You want to save your pounces and stuff for gonk turns, and there's really not that much cards that give your hero attack. I feel like Druid minion might be a bit too limited because there might not be minions of every cost. What do you guys think of the name Feral Combat? It's a bit generic. Seems really high rolly at 1. It makes your bad Milligan kind of pro acting. Oh, like if you drew like pounce pounce claw, yeah, then you like reverse your game plan and go like, okay, I'm just gonna go all in. I think 2 is probably appropriate. Or you know what I like better? You know what I like a lot better? Um, like something that's like do a strong, like summon a random 6 cost minion. This is a bad example. And then just like costs 1 less for each attack your hero has. Because this is way more usable in decks that don't run attack buff cards, and it's also doesn't make it so you have to waste your attack cards. And then summon a random minion will just be swapped with some other good effect. I'm not sure yet. Summon a random 6 cost minion is kind of boring. I mean, it's not that bad, but maybe like, ooh, this is kind of spicy. Give a minion +6/+6. Cost 1 less for each attack your hero has. What do you think about that? I thought about that, Nalgor, but then it doesn't. The cost 1 less part is supposed to kind of mitigate the fact that it's a bad card. If yours lose, return it to your hand. Like if it dies, that's kind of interesting. I think I might go with this because druid buffs are like not super often explored, and druid attack is also not super often explored. Yeah, I kind of like this. Okay, and then feral combat. I guess that name is fine. I want to get the appropriate zoom on this art because I want to do this art justice. Okay, I think that is good. This art is so good. I really like that you linked it. 7 mana or let me think. Cause yeah, I think 7 mana is fine. Cause druid spells are usually a bit expensive. Yeah, okay, I like 7 mana. You like the streams? Oh, that's good. They're really chill and easy and fun for me. Cause like, if I wasn't streaming, I would just be sitting here doing this anyways. And so it's just nice to like get feedback and stuff like that. Changing the hero attack boosts. Oh yeah, someone did a similar attack to that. Similar effect to that before. Where you could freeze your hero and then it would retain the attack for next turn, which I thought was pretty interesting. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna hit create. I'm really hyped with this card actually. I like this a lot. You cleared the challenge, 5 stars. Thank you. Okay, if anyone else has any ideas, feel free to type them in chat. Otherwise, I'm just gonna go type more stuff. Here's one. Imperative operations. Hey, Bezel. Summon a 1/1 imp for your opponent and 2 for yourself. Oh, we can do that if you have a weapon equipped thing after this. What do you guys think about this effect? My idea is that you can mitigate it with stuff like Mortal Coil, Voidwalker. I know, I'm like, trust me, I've been in Custom Hearthstone long enough that I feel like I've seen every single imp pun that can possibly exist. So we can reflavor it. The name is not concrete. Turn 1, you may have 4/1/1 on board plus mortal card and draw a card. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's insanely broken. Like, in Wild, considering Wild, they're always going to have, like, the heal lock cards, the heal suit cards, which is always going to be just, like, way more tempo. And then even, like, even in Standard, just, like, Flame Imp, Coin, Voidwalker is still, like, just a good combo. I feel like the effect... I like the... You like it better on a slightly larger body. Yeah, that's fair. That Flight Master card, I like when that card was revealed, I didn't think anything of it, and I got to play with it in Arena, and it actually produces pretty fun gameplay. This card definitely has less dynamic gameplay just because the minions are smaller and they're more likely to get cleared. 1 minion, summon 3 for yourself, 1 for your opponent. I'm potentially okay with that. I like that logo. That's funny. And there, by the way, I don't know if you're still in the stream, but there is a higher quality custom Hearthstone logo. I don't know where to find it right now, but I can give it to you if you want. What do you guys think about 1 mana and then summon 3 for yourself? I'm okay with either. I don't think Warlock has had a Lost in the Jungle reprint, right? You think it's better this way? Okay. So yeah, this would be their Lost in the Jungle reprint, and it still pretty much has all the same synergies. Oh, you know what? Actually, this is like low-key broken with Darkest Hour, but I don't think that's a good deck. So in Standard, at least. Oh, that's kind of interesting, Nogor. I guess we just need to think about if this breaks Darkest Hour. The wild one already has Blood Bloom. I kind of like that, but it's a bit floaty. S-Dather. Okay, we'll just do this then, and then we just need to find a good art. There is that one portal art from Boomsday, which everyone uses because it's insanely cool. I'm trying to find that art. It's like a holographic dark portal. Oh, I found it. I found a low quality version of it, but I'll show you the art. The imp portal from Karazhan. Goro? Yeah, here, I'll show you. It's this one. Hello, Albash. What do you guys think about this art, and then maybe reflavoring it just a little bit? I think Imperative Operations might work as a name, but just in case. And I found the better art, like a higher quality link of it. So. Nice art. Yeah, it's good art. Wait, I don't know if this is working. I'm gonna save it and re-upload it. And then I guess we just need to come up with a good name for this. You think Imperative Operations works? I think the art definitely helps it, yeah, and I think it would definitely be a Boomsday card. Oh yeah, because Boomsday had that kind of whole like do stuff for both players projects kind of feel. And there's 2 imps in the art, so I guess that's fitting enough. All right, cool. Any last comments before I hit create? Name a bit tautological. Do you mean like redundant? Or like tautological as in like, I mean, yeah, I guess you mean redundant, right? I mean, the name is pretty much like, it's probably going to be imperative something. Like, maybe imperative procedure. Do you guys like that better? Imperative procedures? Or how about imperative testing? That's probably better, right? Because you're like testing on the opponent's imp. Imperative does mean necessary, yeah. And I feel like imperative testing, like imperative is most likely to become before testing. You liked operation better? Okay, well, I guess next person who's not grand or cheese to, oh wow. Grand is fine with whatever suffix, so operation is nice. Okay, I'm sorry Basil, but you're 2 for 1. Yeah, who cares? It's an imp fun. Oh Basil, you're just gonna go off now. Someone said I always put S's on the end of my card names, and I think that's pretty true for some reason. Why didn't you like that your opponent control this minion during their turn, and can you make a card out of it? Sure. I can you remember exactly when I said I didn't like that? Was it recently or a while ago? I'm trying to remember the exact card. Oh yeah, weapon synergy card first. I'm probably gonna... Yes, I'll do that, Basil. I'll do that after I do a weapon synergy card. We'll try to do that one kind of quick. An overstated neutral guy. Yeah, well, I'll do that after. So we have battle cry if you have a weapon equipped. So I think like almost certainly this is going to be a pirate. It's like the only tribe that has weapon synergy. And so it's probably going to have to be a common also. Just thinking about it. Some forger dude. If you have a weapon equipped, add an exact copy of it to your hand. Ooh, that could be a rare. I kind of like that. Then it becomes a Kingsbane, Kingsbane support. It could be a non-rogue card, like a warrior card. Yeah, that might work actually. So we make it like a warrior, and it doesn't need to be a pirate anymore actually. Like, something blacksmith or something forger or something. And it's gotta be pretty cheap, right? Because what weapons does warrior run? They have super collider, which is pretty good. They have soul thraws, which is kind of bad because iron forge blacksmith, forging forger, foraging forger. They have gore howl. It's kind of, this card is a bit awkward because I guess the intended synergy is that you buff your weapons and then play this, but at the same time, weapons are cards that you want to attack with, and then they lose durability. So, while I do like if you have weapon equipped, and we don't even need if you have weapon equipped, it would just be add an exact copy of your weapon to your hand. So like this works. Add an exact copy of your weapon to your hand. But I'm wondering if we can do like with full durability. Fully. I'm not feeling that. I'm just gonna go with add an exact copy. We can probably make it a 2-3-2 or something. 2-2-3. It keeps any enchantments. Do you guys like that better? I was thinking about that. The idea here, yeah, it keeps any enchantments would actually it would restore the durability. So yeah, I kind of like that actually. So Stance doesn't add an injured. Yeah, but the word exact here I think kind of implies it. So maybe add a copy of a weapon to your hand. It keeps any enchantments. Now this is fully clear and restores durability, so I think it's a better card. Oh man, that's an awkward text box. Stance is just copy, yeah. I don't think exact copy is even a term used in the game. I'm not feeling Forging Forger as a name. Feels kind of redundant. I'm trying to think. Someone said overzealous, but I don't really get the flavor with overzealous. Oh, Underbelly Ooze. Yeah, you're right. Okay, exact copy is a used term, which is for the better. It's a good term, I think, for the game to have at least. Does it not say exact copy? You think the durability loss is interesting? I mean, I think it's interesting, but I think it kind of like creates bad gameplay because you generally just want to attack with your weapons. Renowned. How about this art? That's not amazing art. It's decent, I guess. Renowned might work. It feels like we can do better. I'm gonna look up blacksmith art. You like that art? Okay. Summon an exact copy of this minion at the end of your turn. That's Echoing Ooze, yeah, right. I'm gonna see. I think I have a slightly better art, and then if that one doesn't work, then we can just go with whatever. But hold on. The art that I'm thinking of, it's kind of this goblin guy who has like a. Yeah, I think that's what I'm thinking of, Nagor. Or he's got like, he's kind of like in like encrusted with gemstones almost. And so I feel like the flavor would work that he's like a cosmetic or blacksmith kind of guy. I'm looking through my arts right now. Decorated forgery. Yeah, it would be like a kind of have to do with the gems and the cosmetics. I'm having trouble finding this art, unfortunately. Okay, give me like one more second and then we'll just call it quits for that art. Did you find it, Cheese? Let me see. It's not. I kind of like that one though. It's a bit small. I think this is the one Nagor is talking about. Yeah, I think we'll probably end up going with that one. I'm just now looking through some final folders on my computer, but we'll probably end up going with that one. Yep, okay, cool. We'll just go with this one that you just posted. I'm just going to try to find a higher res version of it if I can. Okay, how about this one? This one's pretty good. This one doesn't like that website. Actually, I kind of like the look of the other art. Okay, maybe we'll just stick with this art. Okay, Decorated Forger. Is that name okay? You like the Goblin one better? I feel like it doesn't crop amazingly. Decorated Bladesmith. Maybe deserves to be epic. All the Keeps Any Enchantments cards have either been epic or legendary. Perfectionist. Yeah. I think this is good. Arcanosmith. I feel like that's probably too long. I think Arcanosmith is like a standalone card. So I feel like it's the Draenei thing. Yeah. Okay, cool. And I guess that's just classic enough. Alright, cool. I'm just gonna hit create. Basil, I don't know if you're still here, but I can work on your card thingy idea next. I think I know what you're talking about. Something related to your opponent's hand size. Yeah, that's an interesting topic. There was, I think, 2 cards in GVG that worked with that. That was Goblin Sapper and Clockwork Giant, and then 1 card in Mean Streets, I think. That was one of the motorcycle cards. But I'm gonna do Basil's idea right now, which was, let me scroll up a little bit. It was your opponent can control this minion during their turn. Okay, well, thanks for stopping by at least. So, this was the idea. Your opponent can control this minion during their turn. Okay, so I don't remember the exact card this appeared on, but you said it was overstated, so like 5/7/7, let's say. Like the first thing that jumps out to me that I don't, yeah, I think he did leave, but just in case he watches the recording, the first thing that jumps out to me that I don't really like about this card is like, it's kind of vague when it can and can't attack. Give this minion to the opponent, and then yeah, give it would have to have like rush, I think. It's also a bit vague about what kind of minions this can attack. Because if it stays on your side of the board, can it still attack friendly minions? Like your minions? It's just a bit vague all around. We made a card similar to this in a community set we were working on. I think there's just a lot of hidden rules around this card. Hello, still here? It is very confusing. It's not a bad idea. I just think the issues with like, it is a cute text box, but like if the ultimate effect is both players can attack with this minion every turn and use it to attack the opponent's minions. If this is the desired effect, I don't know, I really typed that out. But then I think the best way to do this is rush at the end of the turn, switch sides. I think this is like infinitely more clear what happens to this card. In which case, I mean, I do think it's an interesting card. I think it creates interesting gameplay. Probably doesn't need rush. So he will be able to attack heroes. Oh, you actually I don't. Yeah, so I guess I'm not exactly sure how the attack mechanics would work in Nogor. I'm pretty sure how Freewheeling Skulker works, which was that one Tavern Brawl card, is that even without Rush, it could start attacking starting from the second turn, and it would be every turn. Rush just lets it attack the first turn. It would be able to attack heroes. I don't think this is an issue. Because it's probably a bad card. Cards that don't have like busted synergy with other cards are generally like not playable. Your opponent gets the first attack with this 5 mana 7/7. So I think it's like impossible to balance this card without having Rush. Because if you give it more attack and health, they just get the first attack with it. And if you give it less attack and health, then it's a crappy minion. So I think this card needs Rush to be like a playable card at all. And like as cool as it is to have high attack, I feel like in order for it to be semi-playable, it needs to be low health, high attack. So like 5 mana 3/9 or something like that. Yeah. So this is one stat overstatted, plus it has Rush. So this minion is probably worth about 7 mana, and you're getting it for 5 mana. Switch sides of the battlefield. Yeah, I'll see if that fits. There was a Tavern Brawl card, which I usually don't like to use Tavern Brawl cards as reference because they're generally made with like by a different team. Switch sides of the battlefield is definitely like a bit more clear. We made a card yesterday on stream and we just used the switch sides wording, so I'm probably just going to keep it as switch sides. I do agree it's probably more clear. I think this is probably balanced. It seems kind of bad actually. I mean, do you want... I guess the idea is that you're playing a kind of control deck and you want this thing to survive for a long time. So you don't really care if your opponent has it, and you can just use it to clear their minions. I guess that's the idea. 3/10. Kind of cheese. So I don't know the extent to which that statement I just said was true, but there are separate teams for adventure and single player content, and I'm not sure if Tavern Brawls are in that same team. I think they are, because a lot of times you see Tavern Brawl cards have really weird wording that is not used on the actual cards that get printed. Indecisive Merc. So, Turncoat Mercenary. So I like all these names. My one complaint is that I think it has a bit too... It's a bit too on the nose, which is something that someone in the chat brought up yesterday, which is basically like... It's almost too perfect. Like, it's true that he's like switching sides, so he's like a spy, some kind of like double agent. I feel like he can almost do better with a more like interesting and unique flavor. I was thinking Ogre actually, yeah. I was actually thinking Ogre. Ogre's a bit more Hearthstone-y. Like Obedient Ogre is a bad name, but like some kind of flavor where he just like he doesn't know who he's fighting for. I feel like this is a bit more Hearthstone-y of a flavor. Memory loss. Blind rushing. I feel like blind rush is a bit of a mouthful. Amnesiac Ogre. Boulder Fist Amnesiac. What are some words besides Boulder Fists? Because maybe Dune Maul, Geomancer, Dread Maul, Dune Maul, Moshog, Rockhand, Rage Blinded. Rockhand, is that's just Boulder replaced with Rock and Fist replaced with Hand. We just had Moshog announcer in Rumble. Nice, nice Basil. Maybe it's hard to deal with for your opponent if you control them on... Yeah, they do get to hit you for 3 every turn. Yeah. Maybe just Dune Maul. There's really a deficiency, not deficiency, yeah, a deficiency of good ogre art in my opinion. There's really just not a lot. Oh, you're walrus? I don't know if I believe that. If you're walrus, then what is your name? The Super Ogre? Dunemaul Brawler? Do you guys like Brawler better than Amnesiac? Oh, you know what art? I think I'll just go for this art. It's the classic. Wait, are you really walrus? Is Basil just walrus? Why are you revealing this to me on stream right now? Wait, if you're walrus, then at me in Discord right now. Oh, gotcha. I thought you meant Basil and Walrus are the same person. Oh, okay. Yeah, Basil, yesterday or 2 days ago on stream, Jellies came in and I was like, "Are you Basil?" I don't know why I said that. I don't know why I said that. And Jellies was like, yeah, I mean, you're Walrus. Was like, "Yes." Okay, no, I get it now. I thought that Basil and Walrus are the same person. Okay. Yeah, I was confused. I was like, "Basil, did you switch to your old account?" Okay, wow, that was completely unnecessarily confusing. Your Togs, oh no, stop, you're confusing me. Is this guy a Dunemaul? I just don't want WoW nerds to yell at me. Okay, I think I'm satisfied with this card for now. I don't think it's super exciting, but it's a bit more clear than the other version. I'm gonna hit create. Move on to the next idea. Solid 3 out of 10 card. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan. It's alright though. So something related with your opponent's hand size. We can maybe do that. It's a bit tough. But maybe we can do it. Oh, I kind of like this guy. If anyone in this chat has good ogre. Oh, this makes so much more sense. Okay, so Walrus is Jellies and Basil is Basil. That makes infinitely more sense. I was so confused for a second. Yours or your opponent's. Battle cry. For each card in a hand. Gotta go. Alright, thanks for stopping by. See you later. So Goblin Sapper had attack increase. Clockwork Giant had cost reduction. And then the motorcycle card was just a gain charge thingy. What else can you do? If you have X or less cards in your hand, that definitely feels kind of huntery. I feel like we should just do if your hand is empty. Boring. I think we can do something interesting with it. It's not a mechanic that has been explored a ton. Some opponent hand anti-aggro stuff. So if their hand is empty, I mean not explicitly, but battle cry if your opponent, like something that synergizes, like you get a benefit when your opponent has a small hand. Is that what you're saying? I think that's somewhat interesting. So basically Witchwood Grizzly, right? I feel like Witchwood Grizzly is a really cool card. Deal 20 damage. By the way, welcome. Yeah, I'm reluctant to do like a kind of opponent hand size card because I feel like Witchwood Grizzly already nails that niche, that anti-aggro niche. Not that there can't be another one. I'm just trying to think how to like differentiate it. Maybe something interesting. An interesting addition could be Battlecry. If your opponent controls more minions than cards in their hand. Yeah, we can just scratch it potentially. This is a bit wordy of effect, so it has to be if your opponent controls more minions than cards in their hand to draw 3 cards. It's a lot. Sort of random. It is pretty random. There is like a definite connection, but I think it might feel a bit disjointed. And there's really not a lot of room for effects on the 4th line. Like gain taunt maybe, but that's like a really niche effect. How about this effect? Protection from Hunter, Rogue, and Shaman. That's a joke, by the way. Yeah, okay, we'll just move on. I think there's interesting stuff you can do with it. Nothing's coming to mind right now. Similar thing that seems kind of cool is if your opponent has played more cards than drawn this game. Oh, that's interesting. There's just not an easy way to track that. I guess you could use a yellow highlight thingy. Okay, this is a really wacky card. Let's see if we can iron this one out because this is just a completely goofy card, and it actually is a hand size card. Battlecry: if your hand is empty or full, draw 2 cards. So I guess this is used for like Mechathune combos, maybe? Usually cards that care about opponent's state are text, so they should be reactive. You don't get it. I don't get it either. It's it's not a very functional card. This is just some random spam that I put in Discord once. Why the punishment for full hand? I think the idea is that you're burning cards, basically. So it's pretty much purely a Mechathune or like Nomi combo, which probably aren't the healthiest decks to support. So that's being said, is there any other thing we could do with if your hand is empty or full? Because I think that's kind of interesting. Your hand can't be full if you just play this. Oh, you're entirely right. I always forget about that. So yeah, and bombs could burn. That's like such a minor niche thing, but yeah. Yeah, Albash, that is a good point. So I think if your hand is empty or full is... Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. Is there any way to get around it? I don't want to say like has 9 cards because that is kind of... If your hand is now empty or was full, that's pretty bad, isn't it? Yeah. Maybe there isn't a way to, and I think like we're probably just gonna have a hard time finding an effect that works with both hand being empty and full. I think that's an interesting idea, Stather. I think it's a bit unnecessary though. I think it's just kind of a slippery slope for a design. If your hand was full, does this effect make sense or no? Just wondering. If not, you can just do if your hand has 9 cards. Was full when you played this, basically. So yeah, it is pretty vague. If your hand has 0 cards or 9 cards, is that better? This doesn't count as a card in your hand. Yeah, I think that's stupid. Because, like, if you're holding... Yeah, maybe that works, actually. Is there any cards that directly reference a specific amount of cards in your hand? I don't think there's any that reference an amount of cards. But there's always the if you're holding a dragon cards. So, if you're... And I don't... Does Hearthstone do your... If you're... They do your. Okay, so if you're holding 0 cards or 9 cards... What's an effect you can do? So something that aggro would like, and also control. Maybe like draw a card. It costs 0. It's kind of crazy. Maybe 1. It's a pretty hard condition to meet, you know? Draw a 0 cost card. It's kind of neat. You don't think aggro would ever run a 3/2/2? You might be right. Discover and summon a legendary? Maybe. If you're holding 0/9 cards, become a 0/9 with taunt. It's kind of interesting. I guess that is a somewhat useful card for aggro. I feel like that kind of symmetry / parallelism with the card amount and stats is probably a bit overboard. So I guess, yeah, aggro, and it doesn't need to be a 3-mana 2/2. I think we're mostly working on the text box now, because it could be like, it could very well be a fully statted minion. It's a really niche effect. It could even just be if you're holding 0 or 9 cards, draw a card. It's gonna be an orphan, but like, is this okay? It's probably a bad card, right? And this can probably go back to rare. You guess that works? It's okay. Yeah, it's pretty bad. I'm trying to think of like things you can do to just kind of like bump it up, validate it, and move it on. Not as good as that BlackRock Hunter card. Quick shot. Yeah, I do kind of want to move on, and we also do have to find art and flavor. So I'm gonna say. I'll just keep the it costs 1, I guess. Discard it? Do you guys think it's workable? If not, we can just move on. Because we do still need to find flavor for it. Costing 1 doesn't synergize with a lot of... Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Alright, we'll just move on. I think it's like, potentially workable. But we'll just move on. Just needs a thought out reward. Yeah, I agree. Nothing's really coming to mind that works for both control and aggro. I'm just looking at some of my written down card ideas right now. Okay. I mean, I guess just to kind of get the ball rolling on something new. You think it's redundant? It's not. It's not less. It's just costs 1. But welcome Tox. Overstat a minion that reports your opponent. Yeah, we might be able to do that. It's a bit of a broad prompt. So this is. Mental Dislocator. If your opponent controls at least 4 minions, take control of 1. And it is targeted. It is not random like MC Tech, but it is definitely inspired by MC Tech, this card. And yeah, you can choose which one. MC Tech is just better. It's a lot more random. Yeah, maybe this isn't a good idea. Because, like, MC Tech is just... It's not better, it's just, like... Sucks that it does nothing unless the condition is there. Abash, I do like your wording better. MC Tech you can play proactively. Yeah, I agree. Okay, we'll scrap this. Oh, yeah, that's kind of interesting, Tox. I think it's probably really unfun. You want to create a card based on this artwork? Let's see. Sure, we could do that. I kind of got an idea that I've been thinking of. I'd like to work out the mechanics on this card. It's a druid spell. And the effect is something roughly like draw 2 cards, transform any spells drawn into empty mana crystals. I'm not sure exactly how this card should work, but I'm just kind of in the early processes of this card. So we could, I guess, work out something with this art too. You think it's nice? Mana crystals will be on the same line? Yeah, we can do some aesthetic tweaking. Looks good. Is it balanced at 4 mana? Probably. If you draw 3 spells, you lose card. Yeah, it can only draw 2, but yeah, you're right. I mean, actually, can it be just non-empty mana crystals? Cast an okay spell instead. Yeah. I mean, I guess when you think about Wild Growth being 3, like draw a card is worth 2, Wild Growth is worth 3, so it's technically good. But then like 4 mana to gain 2 mana crystals is probably like fine. So yeah, okay. I think empty is fine. Okay, cool. And we just need to flavor this card, and I feel like we're probably not gonna get an amazing flavor. 3 or 5 are bad, so 4 is good. Yep. I think it's better empty. Variance is too great. Yeah. I guess I'm not sure what kind of name. Inner Peace, inner Reflection. I'm not super sure. Let me look up Druid abilities. One with nature. Tranquility, Life Bloom, Swift Bend, Regrowth, Omen of Clarity, Rejuvenation, Efflorescence, kind of like that. Some sort of farming thingy. Self-reflection, maybe. Druids don't do a whole lot of meditation, do they? I mean, they're kind of nature-y. Learn new spells and turn them into a new product. Yeah, because most of the mana crystal gaining cards are flavored around plant growth. Because you have Wild Growth, Jade Blossom, Nourish. Yeah, something that kind of references that, like nature growth. Maybe just Rejuvenate then. It's a bit broad, but mediocre growth. Arcane growth elect. Any reflection. Yeah. Ramification. Maybe like not arcane, but like something sowings. Is sowings a word? Sowings is the process of planting. Okay, cool. I think something sowings is a cool name. Right? What's a better word for arcane that fits druid more? Terrible at 10 mana. You're right, yeah. Those 0 mana. And you would almost certainly not get those cards based on how previous cards worked. Let's see. Something like maybe like lunar or renewed, maybe renewed sowings, spring blossoms, blessed maybe, Maybe renewed sowings. What do you guys think about renewed sowings? Sounds cool. Yeah, possibly. I feel like we're probably just gonna go with this. Don't know what that means. Yeah, it sounds fitting enough, I guess. All right, I'm just gonna hit create. Move on to the next card. Ooh, okay. This gallery card. Unlock your overloaded, then give them to your opponent. Yeah. Yeah, thanks for joining us, Stather. Hope you enjoyed. Yeah, I'm not even looking at this. This gallery card is yeah, you're right. I've seen so many like 4 or 5 cards with this art in the past 2 days, and I have not seen one that I liked. That's good. Yeah, I'll see you next time. This is, I guess if no one has an idea, I'll just bring up this thing. Stather. Yeah, Stather. I'll remember that for next time. Should probably be 2 mana. Void Terror without the stake. Yeah, that was the logic behind the name. It's fine, I guess. It's a pretty flexible card. I think 3 mana might work, honestly, because with like something like Siphon Soul, it's like destroy a minion. Yeah, it's might be good as a burst tool. I think this card actually might just be broken with Mountain Giants. Maybe even 4 mana. Like this card is like really strong. So you actually don't need Leroy, right? Ideally you go Mountain Giant, Mountain Giant. So if you have a full hand, Mountain Giant costs 3, right? Or does it cost 3 or 2? It costs 3, right? Change it to any minion. I kind of like the flexibility of both. So if you have Mountain Giant, that's 7 mana. And then if you somehow cheat a mana and get Stone Tusk, and then Void Terror the Stone Tusk, that's only 17 burst damage for 11 mana. It is a good burst tool. I feel like at 3 mana it's really strong, and at 4 mana it's unplayably weak. So I guess it's just which side. Do you want to err on the side of caution or err on the side of broken? I feel like 3 mana might be good. It's only going to be used for offense. You think so? I think it's pretty good with something like Siphon Soul. You definitely have to combo it with another removal card. And since Void Terror is a 3-mana card, it's kind of like a quote to that card, as someone would say. Acid. Or just silence? What do you mean? Silence adjacent minions and other stats to it? Needs to be cheap for the defensive ones. I mean, I don't think it needs to be cheap. 2 mana on enemy minion. I feel like 3 mana is a sweet spot. You mean the card is good with silence effects? Oh yeah. I feel like I'm just gonna keep it how it is right now. Cause like you can choose an enemy minion, I guess, and make it 2 mana, but then it's like I feel like it just limits the usage of the card. What do you guys think about that art? It's busted? You still think it's busted? Like, can you name a combo, I guess? I mean, I guess it's like 3 mana, give 2 minions Wind Fury, right? Because you're doubling their attack, basically. Which... I'm trying to think if that's playable. Free 4 to 6 damage in Zoo. You think it's good in Zoo? I mean, yeah, Ancient and Arcane Watcher. Alright. We're gonna make it 4 mana. Infinite Skaterbot combo. Yeah, it's too dangerous to make it 2 mana. I think it's too dangerous to make it 3 mana even. As much as I would kind of like to keep it the same cost as Void Terror, it really doesn't matter. Combine this with Boar and it's absurd. I kind of agree, but then I tried to think of a good Boar combo and I couldn't think of anything amazing. Give a minion infinite. Probably unplayable in most scenarios at 4 mana. I think it still might be a valid burst tool. It might be fine, you're right. Alright, I'm just gonna say probably good as is. Playable in Zoo, yeah. You can also get through taunts, I guess. Ancient Watcher 2, Watcher Boar 3. And you still need to play this card though. 2 mana for control. Can't playtest. Yeah, I'm usually not a huge playtester anyway. Alright, I'm just gonna hit create and move on to the next card. Fort seems fine. Okay, cool. Just looking at random card ideas. I don't know if this is a good idea. It's kind of, I think it's kind of a dumb idea. Yeah, it's kind of clunky. Restore a minion to full health. Is that the correct wording? I thought Hose and Healer said fully heal a minion. I guess it says restore a minion to full health. There's a couple cards that say fully heal though. I think Reno says fully heal now. Yeah, we'll just scrap this idea. Okay, I have a weird card. I don't even remember creating this. Some of these cards are just crazy. This is like Astral Communion level. Crazy. Shuffle your hand and your opponent's minions into your deck. I normally wouldn't create such an unfun effect, but I feel like the shuffling your hand into your deck kind of offsets that and makes your opponent be like, alright, now I'm really going to go all out while they have nothing. No follow-up makes this card absolutely terrible. Yeah, there's really not a lot of Priest unconditional draw. Kind of a death sentence against aggro? You think so? Because, like, I guess if they completely overextend, similar to, yeah, oh yeah, you're right, it actually is really similar to Cataclysm. It's a pretty good comparison. I feel like if Annex is in standard, aggro decks will know to not overextend against Priest and just to keep a couple cards in their hand. Because even if you have like 1 or 2 minions in your hand after they play Annex, if you replay those minions, it's gonna be a couple turns before they can respond. It's definitely like a pretty crazy card. Do you guys think that we should like decide a suitable mana cost and flavor and finish it, or just move on to the next idea? Move on? Okay, we could just move on. You hated Cataclysm? I'm looking through just cards right now, card ideas, just to see if I got some. Ruined Yogg-Saron. Okay. This is Reckless Shivara. 3 mana, 4/3, Battle Cry, deal 1 damage to a hero. Is this too dumb? I really hate that one Witchwood Blood Witch card, so like this is probably dumb. And it's probably poor from a lenticular perspective. whack. Both heroes? I feel like... Actually, yeah, the fact that this card exists, you probably just want to play the bug instead, right? Yeah, okay. Let's scrap this idea. That's really not a good idea. Yeah, I think you just want to play the bug. Okay. Let's make a very bad card. No. Like bad as in like unplayable or poorly designed. Give adjacent beasts +1/+1. This card was, I'm pretty sure when I designed this card I wasn't even thinking about Alley Cat. But it's probably just like dumb with Alley Cat. Does do spellstones say upgrade on them? They do, right? That's weird. So both the schemes and the spellstones say upgrade, but they kind of have different effects. So upgrade has no consistent meaning in Hearthstone. What about this? Probably overdone idea. Probably too useless too. You have to like buff it and then play spells. You think it's cute? I think it's kind of overdone, but if you guys think it's cute, we can go with it. You like it? Okay. You don't like... Yeah. It scales pretty poorly. Cause like... Blessing of Might makes it almost Malygos. Not that Paladin would probably use this card, but... Swap its attack and health? Oh my god. Maybe we just scrap this card. I feel like it's been done before. Make it cheaper on a class card. I feel like the fact that there's no clear choice for this card means that it probably will never see play. I mean, maybe it's fine. Oh wow, yeah, Divine Spirit Inner Fire plus Mind Blast. That's probably insane. Okay, this card is dumb. Three mana 1/4 for Hunter. Actually, yeah, I feel like it could work for Hunter. I feel like it actually, it could, if it's not a dragon, it could be have a different flavor there. I kind of like it for Hunter. Too bad the name Arcane Fletcher is already taken, because that's kind of a cool name. I guess hand buffs is the idea. Yeah, alright, let's scrap this. This is not going anywhere, I don't think. Maybe a reverse auctioneer. Amount of cards in your deck. Yeah, it's a pretty boring card. Let's do one more card and then call it quits, because I feel like my ability to design cards is decreasing by the minute. You don't think it's boring? Well, that's good. Too strong? Okay. So Auctioneer is a 6 mana 4/4. Could it be a 3 mana 4/4? That's probably god awful, right? Make it a bit more pricey. So like 4, 6, 6. This is completely reversing the stats, and it's just +1/+1 on the 3/5/5. Basil, please. That's so sarcastic of you. Okay, I'm not feeling this card. My god. Alright, let's do top down, because I'm balancing around one draw. Yeah, I feel like I'm just gonna do a top down to end it off, because I can't think of great effects right now. What about this art? Pretty cool. Yeah, I was thinking something weapon related. It's kind of an awkward spot though, because I think it has to be warrior based on the kind of art, but I don't know. Sharp Rager. Yeah, it is some Reddit bait right here. Broken with Twig, LOL. Wild broken, 100%. Even though Twig is not played in Wild. Gain health equal to your weapon's attack. There's that card that gains attack equal to your weapon's attack, right? I don't. Okay, I'm choosing a different art. I don't want to design a card around that art. About this one. How about Battle Cry? Give your opponent a coin, wisp, and banana. When they play one, you get the other two. Is this guy a demon? I can't tell. I don't think so, right? No, what are they called? They're like... They're called, Dryad? Or what are they called? Oh no, they are demons. They're called, satyrs, yeah. Yeah. Maybe he, like... I don't feel like designing a token card for this, but... Easy. JK broken. This is literally just a 3-mana 5/4. Oh, that's kind of interesting. I feel like cards like these should mess with the opponent somehow. So like at the start of each player's turn, and I guess it should just be each turn, they discover their opponent's next draw. This is clunky. At the start of each turn, choose one of 3 cards from your opponent's deck for them to draw first. Your opponent gets to use it first. So it probably doesn't deserve to be 3-mana 5/4, but maybe a 3-mana, maybe a 4-mana 6/4, something like that. Battle Cry. It has 2 really unique ideas. What do you think is the second unique idea? And I assume you're saying that as an issue with the card, Basil. It's not clear who is using the effect at the start of each turn. Yeah, you're right. It is not super clear. If it is Battle Cry, I'd like to spice it up somehow, because like disrupt your opponent's draw in quotation marks is a really invaluable effect. Nogor, the idea was that the opponent would choose during their turn. Like each player chooses at the start of their turn, which is what Albash was saying. So choose one of 3 cards from your opponent's deck for them to draw first. I feel like it's so low impact though. Could probably use Discover. Maybe. I generally don't like using Discover when possible. When it doesn't directly add cards to your hand. I feel like this is such a minor effect. Like, not only is it just not a fun card, not a strong card, it doesn't like do much, it's just not super fun to play with. Like, I play this against a meta deck, like I play this against a rogue, and it pulls like Raiding Party, Waggle Pick, and Leroy. It's like, well, I'm gonna pick my poison. Like, what card do I want to get destroyed by next turn? You know what I mean? I think like looking at your opponent's deck and doing something to it. The State of Hearthstone? You think it's fun to play? I mean, if you think it's fun to play, then I guess it's fine. You can, yeah, I mean, you can choose backstab. Like, there are gonna be bad draws sometimes. I guess it's alright. I guess it's alright. It should be, I think. It should be look at 3 cards, choose one for them to draw first, but I think that's just a lot more wordy. And it should be next, right? Instead of first. Look at 3 cards from your opponent's deck. I'm trying to avoid the put it on top of your opponent's deck wording. Maybe just choose one to move to the top of their deck. Is this better? Combo with Nomfratu? Yeah. That was not a concern. That was not my idea. I feel like that's almost an okay / acceptable combo. You know what I mean? And it's definitely flavorful too. Not that that should be a big concern with that. You're obviously with Nomfratu, you're worried about mechanics first, flavor second. But if you're playing Curse Collector, which is probably a bad card, and Wild, which is a format where cards are generally really strong, and you have this 6-mana combo, which is like Nomfratu but slightly better, and like historically Nomfratu has only been used with like against like Kingsbane or something like that, I feel like it's an acceptable combo. Cool card? Okay, we'll finish it up. Do you think 4 mana 5/4 or 3 mana 4/3? I feel like I kind of like the fully statted but offensive stat line. And then we can also maybe refine the name. I kind of like Curse Collector, just kind of rolls off the tongue. But if someone has a better idea, 3/4/3 is probably stronger. Yeah. Though, maybe it just gets used in aggro then. So probably 4/5/4. Not that there's anything wrong with to place on top of their deck. If I'm gonna do that, I'll just do put. Do you guys like put or move better? Interesting aggro tech. Well, no, I mean like I think at 3 mana 4/3. Yeah, see you, Nalgar. I'm about to end the stream soon. After I just review all the cards you've made. But yeah, thanks for dropping in. Glad you had fun. I feel like at 3 mana 4/3 it just becomes an aggro card against control as well. Oh, attack in aggro? Yeah. Alright, I'll make it 3 mana 4/3. I think it's just a bit unfun if you're like a control player and they play this and it's like, well, I know I'm not going to draw my AoE next turn now. I mean, it's not awful. Not that I'm like biased against aggro. Like, I really do like printing cool aggro cards. And I guess I like this put on top of their deck wording better. I think it just is more in line with pre-existing wordings. It's unfun to rely on draw anyways. Well, it's not unfun, it's just tension. And I feel like this card kind of just like makes that tension go to 0. It's not awful. I think it's fine. It's mechanically interesting at least, so I think it makes up for the fact that it produces like somewhat unfun in quotation marks gameplay. It's not awful. So I guess the name Curse Collector, it's kind of like the opposite of Curio Collector. Is that a good name? Curse Collector. And then I guess, should it be Rise of Shadows card? I'm so tempted to make everything a Rise of Shadows card because I feel like Rise of Shadows was a pretty well done set and there's just like a lot of cool flavors and themes. I'm gonna wrap it up with this Curse Collector like this. You don't think the font reduction, I've already hit create, but yeah, I think you might be right. By the way, Albash, what is your Discord username? Is it Albash? I don't think I've seen you before. Yeah, too late. Cool. Alright, so I'm probably done for the day, but I'll go over the cards that we made. Starting with Neferset Grafter. So yeah, this card was originally whenever this gained health, gain attack instead, and it was deemed a bit confusing with stuff like aura buffs. So this is where we ended. The flavor is kind of like he grafts armor buffs to his weapons, basically. Then we made Hush using everyone's favorite overused art. It wasn't necessarily meant to be like Silence Priest support. I just kind of had the effect lying around, and I'm sure it's been done before. It's not a super original effect anyway, but yeah. There's maybe some concerns that it was too strong at 1, but I don't know. I feel like 1 helps keep it flexible. Museum Forgery was an idea proposed by Nagor to have a card that interacts with sets. I think this is a pretty cool implementation of that effect because it works no matter what sets are in standard, so it doesn't like rely on a specific set. Nor does it like reference a specific set. Bad? You don't like it? Which one? Hush or Museum Forgery? And yeah, since you add 2 more cards from the same set, you're gonna kind of get like a self-contained package of synergies. It might not be like great, but I think like, for example, with Elise, when you had Ungoro pack, you would often get like a couple elementals, and you'd be able to have like you'd actually be able to plan out elemental synergy with those 5 cards. So I feel like this has a similar kind of effect. Feral Combat is like kind of a top-down card. We started with the art, but we didn't necessarily consider the art too much about the flavor. He's talking about Hush, I think. Yeah. But yeah, we went through a lot of different iterations with this card. We started with a dual kind of reprint that summons from your hand instead of your deck. Then we moved towards attack druid support. I think it's too strong at 7. I think it pushes a new and interesting type of druid deck, unless you think it just slots into token, which it might. And yeah, too late, I guess. And also, like, I feel like balance is the easiest thing to modify about a card. It's probably really easy to just change this to a +5/+5 buff or something like that. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this card turned out. I think it blends 2 interesting druid mechanics that have not seen a ton of support recently. And obviously attack druid was pushed in Rumble, but I've always kind of liked druid buffs. So next one, Imperative Operations. Summon a 1/1 imp for your opponent and 3 for yourself. This was originally at summon a 1/1 imp for your opponent and 2 for yourself for 0 mana. And I guess we just changed it to 1 to make it more exciting. So yeah, the idea is that the 1/1 imp kind of offsets the symmetry and allows you to synergize with stuff like Mortal Coil, or if you have a taunt up, that 1/1 imp becomes worth much less. And then we just kind of flavored it around Boomsday because there was a nice art. So yeah. Next one, the suggestion was to create a card that starts with if you have weapon equipped. So someone said if you had a weapon equipped, add an exact copy to your hand. So we just kind of worked that into add a copy of your weapon to your hand. It keeps any enchantments. I think Nagor wanted it to keep armor or durability reductions, which I thought was, it kind of produced an awkward tension where like you want to keep your weapon to buff it so you can play Decorated Bladesmith and gain a copy of it, but you also just want to attack with it because it's a weapon. And I think it kind of feels bad to like have a weapon and just trying to be buff it and not attack with it. So I think this version kind of mitigates that because it'll keep the enchantments, but it'll also reset the durability. I think the flavor of this card is a bit weak though. Dunmal Amnesiac was a suggestion by Basil. I feel like the original effect was your opponent can control this minion during their turn, which I think it's a cool from a gameplay perspective. It's tough to figure out what actually happens with attacks and who you can attack and when you can attack. And so I just kind of change it to at the end of your turn switch sides, and then giving it rush, because if it doesn't have rush, it becomes very difficult to use because your opponent always gets the first attack. So you can't even make it overstated because it just gives it to your opponent. So the flavor was that he always forgets who he's fighting for because he's a dumb ogre. It's not tough when in game. Yeah, that's an argument I use pretty often. I think that like generally, if a card is mostly clear and that you can figure it out by playing it, then it's fine. I agree that it's a bit more boring. Like, don't get me wrong, that's a philosophy I use pretty often, is like, especially in a digital card game, only in a digital card game, cards don't need to 100% explain themselves because they're programmed to work properly. See, I don't think the other effect was awful, but anyway. This one was not really top down. Someone suggested the art. You have a feeling that he wouldn't be able to attack heroes when he switches? I think he would because of a Tavern Brawl card called Freewheeling Skulker, which switches sides, and it actually is able to attack every turn. Now that card might be programmed specifically that way, but I think that Dunmal would be able to attack heroes. I'm not super sure on the specific gameplay rules, but Renewed Sowings it wasn't really top down. We just had the art, and I kind of had the effect laying around, and I wanted to refine it into a card. It's having been in play that lets him attack heroes. Yeah, you could also probably look at the Shadow Madness cards to see kind of how those work. By the way, welcome. I know we're just finishing up here, but and so yeah, Renewed Sowings decided at 4 mana. I think the mind control thing is kind of like hard-coded, or it's rather hard-coded into Shadow Madness. But anyway, Renewed Sowings, not much to say about this. Void Tear, this card was hard to balance, and looking back at it, probably should have just picked a side. I was trying to preserve this flexibility that it can be used as removal and burst. I think if Blizzard were to print this card, they would just choose one instead of trying to make it both, because for it to be a balanced burst card, it needs to be like 4 mana, and for it to be a balanced removal card, it needs to be like 2 mana. So yeah, I don't think there's much to say about this card other than it's probably playable, ? I don't know. And then finally, Curse Collector. This is a final card. I'm a bit happy with how this one turned out. I think it produces some pretty interesting gameplay. Looking back at it, there's definitely like choice for one player. It's kind of aggro tech and control tech, so it's a pretty flexible card. I think it's pretty flavorful. And it has Gnome Feratu synergy, I guess, so go crazy and wild. And I guess that concludes today's stream. Thanks all for coming and making cards. We made 10 cards today. I think we've made 10 cards every single day, which I think is hilarious. Yeah, we've made exactly 10 cards every single day. Not intentionally. It's just like after 10 cards is just the perfect time to stop. But yeah, thanks for coming, everybody. Hope you enjoyed. And when do I do these streams? So it's more than you made in your entire life. I
I hope that's not true, but thinking about it, I can't be certain because I know you submitted 5 cards for your designer app, and before that, I know I've seen like 4 or 5 cards from you. Um, so I'm not exactly sure when I'll do these streams. I just started like 2 days ago. Um, and I really like doing it, and so I usually do about 2 hours of stream. And like I said, make about 10 cards. I might do them around 6 or 7 EST. During weekdays next week. Probably won't be every day because I work, but like 6 or 7 EST for about 2 hours maybe, or maybe even later at night at like 10. Just depends. And yeah, you can turn notifications on. I'm gonna try to like have the archives uploaded. But yeah, and if there's any other suggestions, just at me on Discord. Um, yeah, if there's anything you can think could improve the stream in any way. I really haven't done much work into developing the stream. The only thing I really did was this slideshow thingy. But other than that, it's pretty much just looking at the Hearth cards window for the entire time. So yeah, thanks for coming everyone, and I'll see you later.